Hi, Ben here from Trident Fly Fishing, and today, once again, we're talking about permit. And specifically, we're going to talk about how to choose the best rod for permit. Stay tuned. Permit might just be the ultimate fly rod game fish. They're super spooky, super hard to catch, and they put up an amazing fight if and when you do get them. But choosing a rod for permit is actually surprisingly easy. Everywhere you look, you'll pretty much boil it down to three choices: an 8, a 9, or a 10 weight. And all three of those rods have their uses in certain situations. And in order to understand how to choose one of these rods, you're going to have to understand the things that affect rod choice in permit fishing. And that's going to be fly size, wind, and the size of the fish. So let's start with the 8 weight. If you're watching this video, you're probably already typing a comment below about how it's crazy for anyone to use an 8 weight permit fishing. Well, I've got to say personally, I've caught more permit on an 8 weight than any other rod. In fact, I pretty much only use an 8 weight for permit. But I'm not the only one that thinks this. This guy here, Jonathan Olsch, who has not only written a tome on permit fishing, he's also the current world record holder. He also recommends an 8 weight for permit fishing. And an 8 weight is going to be a great tool, especially when you need to make a cleaner presentation to those tailing fish in shallower water. But if you're a good caster and you pick the right rod, like say the G Loomis NRX Plus, something with a little bit more backbone, you can definitely get even a large crab fly delivered to that fish at a reasonable distance. With that said, once you throw wind into the mix, and if you're not a super efficient caster, that's where the 9 weight is going to come in. And if you're wade fishing and there's wind, that's going to make it even harder to deliver, say, an EP crab or a merkin to a permit at 60 plus feet away. So that 9 weight is just going to make it a little bit easier. A 9 weight is just going to have a little bit more backbone, a little bit more power. Typically, 9 weights are more well designed to toss more line than an 8 weight. They're just a less presentation oriented rod overall. And of course, they're going to help you fight the fish a little bit better. Last but not least is the 10 weight. And frankly, there's probably lots of guys out there using 10 weights for permit, but if you're a reasonably good caster, you'll probably just have a lot more fun fishing an 8 or a 9. 10 weights are going to have the worst presentation of the bunch. And really the only advantage that I can think of is if you're fishing to absolutely enormous permit. I'm thinking 30-pound plus fish, and you know that you can use a heavy tippet on them. That's where that 10 weight is really going to come in. Other than that, the only advantage is, again, going to be that extra grain weight into the wind. So hopefully by now you've narrowed it down to whether you want an 8 or a 9 weight. So which one do you choose? My favorites right now in 2021 are going to be the Scott Sector, especially in that 9 weight, the NRX Plus, and the TNT Sexton. These are going to be great rods across all 3 line weights that are just going to be dialed in for permit fishing. They're super accurate for making those shots to tailing fish. They've got plenty of backbone for when the fight is on, and you can also punch them into the wind. I hope that helps you narrow it down and answers your questions about rods for permit. If you have additional questions or you want to talk about recommendations for rods we haven't covered here, let us know by calling us at 888-413-5211 or shooting us an email at support@tridentflyfishing.com. We've got a team of experts ready to answer any and all of your permit questions. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.